Hello. I wanted to do a review of parts of speech, and I would like you to take notes. You cannot do well on the ACT English test without having a solid grasp of your parts of speech. So, this is worth getting for real and forever. I want to compare the parts of speech sets to cousins. So, we can do them in little sets of three. And the first cousin set is nouns, pronouns, and adjectives. So, a noun is a person, place, thing, or idea. Examples of a person are Mrs. Wilson or teacher. Mrs. Wilson is a proper noun. Teacher is just a person, a regular noun. Place, like Cincinnati or just city. A thing, like a puppy or a desk. Or an idea, like democracy or love. And you will see that some words can have different parts of speech depending on how they're used. So, here, the word love would be like in the song The Power of Love. That is an idea. So a noun is a person, place, thing, or idea. A pronoun replaces a noun. So it wouldn't sound right to, like, for instance, say a person's name, like Eloise, and then to continue to say Eloise, Eloise, Eloise. That wouldn't make sense. So instead, we would say in our subsequent sentences, she or her. So that's why we use pronouns. They replace a noun because after you say the name the first time, then you don't need to continue to say it over and over. Finally, an adjective describes a noun or a pronoun. And an adjective could be any color. So colors are always an adjective, or anything that would describe something. So how you describe the noun or the pronoun, like smart or furry or bland or athletic. So how you would describe those things, big or fluffy or um, civil, something like that. Okay. So that's our first cousin set is nouns, pronouns, and adjectives. Our second cousin set are verbs and adverbs. Oh, before I say that, let me show you something. I have these books that I got. They're children's books, but they are really helpful. So this one, they're by a man named Brian P. Cleary, and the noun one is called a mink, a fink, a skating rink. What is a noun? The pronoun one is called I and you, and don't forget who. What is a pronoun? And then the adjective one is called hairy, scary, ordinary. What is an adjective? There's only one part of speech that I don't have. I need to see if I can find one for it. So the next set are being verbs, action verbs, and adverbs. Being verbs show that you exist, or that you did exist, or someone exists, or someone did exist, like be, or is, or am, or are, or was, or were, been, or be. So those words are being verbs. Action verbs show an action, such as love, like I love you, sleep, snore, dribble, score, win, tackle, or help. And the book that I have for that one is called To Root, to Toot, to Parachute. What is a verb? And then an adverb shows how an action is done. So how you can describe the action. Okay, so like you can love fiercely, you can sleep soundly, you can snore loudly, you can dribble quickly or score well, you can tackle ferociously or help kindly. So, fiercely, soundly, loudly, quickly, well, ferociously, kindly, all are adverbs. A lot of times, adverbs end in ly. The book that I have for that one is Dearly, Nearly, Insincerely. What is an adverb? Our next set of cousins are conjunctions, and I don't have books for this yet. But the three that we're looking at are first coordinating conjunctions. These I call glue words. They're what you think of when you think of conjunction, junction, what's your function, from Schoolhouse Rock or Grammar Rock. We remember these words with the acronym FANBOYS. That's our mnemonic device. So FANBOYS stands for for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. Secondly, we have subordinate conjunctions, and a subordinate conjunction always begins a subordinate clause. The subordinate clause is also called a dependent clause, and the subordinate clause depends on the main or the independent clause. You can test these words out because there's a pause or a comma between the two clauses, and alone the subordinate or dependent clause cannot stand on its own, and so it does not make sense. These words are words like since, whenever, wherever, because, or although. So, for example, although Benjamin is small, he is pretty tough. The subordinate conjunction is although. The subordinate clause is although Benjamin is small. And the main clause or the independent clause that stands alone is he is pretty tough. In the example, the bolded words are the subordinate conjunction, the underlined portion is the subordinate clause, and the portion that is not underlined or bolded is the main or independent clause. Finally, we have adverbial conjunctions. These are lawyer words. They're fancy schmancy words that are not needed to make a sentence to make sense, but they do make your writing more sophisticated. To also make your punctuation sophisticated, you can put a semicolon before the adverbial conjunction and a comma afterwards. So this example, she studied diligently and followed her teacher's instructions, semicolon, consequently, comma, she earned a 32 on her ACT and got a full ride scholarship to the college of her dreams. So that's our third set of cousins, coordinating conjunctions, subordinate conjunctions, and adverbial conjunctions. The last set that we have are just friends. They're not cousins. They're not all that closely related. You could put them in a sentence together, but that's the only connection. The first one is prepositions, and this book is called Under, Over, By the Clover. What is a preposition? Prepositions show position or location. We say that if a mouse can do it to a hollow log, it's a preposition. So up, down, in, out, around, next to, away from, inside, or outside. Finally, we have interjections, and my book is called Cool, Whoa, Ah, and Oh. What is an interjection? These are emotion words. It is what you say if your team wins or loses, or if you stub your toe. An interjection is followed by a comma or an exclamation point, like yes, wow, whoa, geez, hooray, and boo. So those two, the set of prepositions and interjections, they're just friends. They don't relate that much. I hope these notes helped you. There are also Quizlets out there. There are many, many, many places on the internet that would help you learn these, but it's very important that you do. Thank you.